I'm Em, and this is my first impression after about 5 hours of gameplay on Atomfall. So getting right into it, the game just throws you in. You really don't know what's going on. Your character has amnesia, and you're just in the world. That's an interesting way to start a story without any sort of background on who you are as the character. It gives you a lot of freedom, but at the same time, you don't know where you fit into the story at all. And it's not very clear on which direction you should go or who you can trust. Now, the game does have some horror aspects because you just don't know what's going on. Things aren't told to you. You just have to kind of figure it out. The combat and sound design are fantastic. Just have a listen to this engagement.
Let's have no... right, pal, you tell him.
Help me!
Keep your head in future.
Reload! Get on!
They look
Right,
what
let's get this over
Clear.
with.
I'm fired! Yeah, tell us.
Where? Get down. What the heck?
Whoa.
Yeah, make him regret being born.
You, cheeky.
Where'd you get to, mate?
That's anyone out there.
Can't see them.
Attention! Wyndham Village is under the authority of the Quarantine Protocol. Acts of banditry and other name of Queen and country.
Where'd you go now?
Follow protocol.
Heads up.
Answer consequences.
We're out.
Guns are lethal in a way that I was not anticipating. So enemies that don't have firearms will be scared of you if you pull one out. Their behavior actually changes because of how dangerous firearms are in this setting. And a few well-placed shots in the head and a whole group of enemies that could have swarmed you are gone. Ammunition is the biggest currency. And I love the feel of the firefights with guns being this lethal. Swarms are the most annoying thing in this game by far. You're just surrounded. They will pick off more health than 3 human enemies. They just bite at your ankles. They're super hard to defeat. I think they respawn continuously, so you're just supposed to get out of there. It's my least favorite mechanic by far. The world is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. Being in a post-apocalyptic scenario or a disaster scenario where the world is green is refreshing. I really like how beautiful and picturesque the little bits of society are compared to the ruins of other post-apocalyptic franchises. Like, these guys still wash their clothes. The stones are well maintained. It still looks like a town. It feels like a town. Now there's that dystopian element of like maintaining order in the background or big robots walking around to intimidate the citizens. But overall, it's picturesque. Like it definitely has a feel of like Northern Ireland during the occupation. And I think that was on purpose. It's still a community that still exists and is still running. Inventory management is atrocious. Your inventory is so small. Even the amount of stuff you can hold for crafting, I had filled up in about an hour and a half. So the whole thing is just absolutely annoying. They made items different sizes instead of doing like a weight system. And normally I don't like the Bethesda classic weight system, but giving me 12 small slots and 4 large slots, it's just so annoying, especially with the degree of loot you need to use for an engagement if you're surrounded. I just don't. It should have been less item reliant with an inventory system this small. The NPC dialogue is flat. I genuinely do not know if they just have the memory of a goldfish. So like this guy, I already did a couple quests for him, and I'm showing up to tell him the thing he told me to do. The game doesn't register that. So when I come back, he's like, hey, are you going to go talk to this lady? And I got to be like, well, I already did. Also, your options in dialogue are very strange. So how you interact with the NPCs is weird. There's like lawful or curious, but it doesn't really give you a way. You have no sense of who's good or bad. So it gives you lawful for everyone. Like you can just be lawful with everybody, but that wouldn't make sense because you would be going against other factions. Being lawful with one character is unlawful with another character. So it's very convoluted and confusing, and it makes you unattached to the characters completely because there's no sense of them even knowing what's going on. The couple of quests that I've done, I'd rather run around and shoot stuff while I'm in this world than talk to anyone. I almost wish I just would have came into this town guns blazing and taken all their stuff, which is not something you really want from a game that has characters everywhere. Like I don't know what they were going for, or if it was like a last ditch effort. It's weird to say the least. The story is also convoluting. You meet someone who's like, I'm here to maintain order. And the next thing you know, you're getting a phone call from a telephone that's not hooked up saying, don't trust this guy. I show up and find a lady in jail who was working for the faction of the bad guy. And the game kind of tries to pigeonhole me into freeing her. But I'm like, no, I'm working for these other people because they seem mostly all right. You know, they're not like the bandits or these other scientists that have been rolling around not answering any of my questions. Like, I don't know what's happening, which 5 hours deep, having no real sense of what is occurring in the world is strange, and I don't like it. Like, I want to know kind of what's going on. Like, there can be some questions, but these people have been living here for 5 years in the story. 5 years. They've been in this confined hellscape, and nobody knows what's going on at all. How do you go 5 years and not know anything? That is a significant plot hole. Also, the bandits come across as friendly. Like if you just walk away, they'll leave you alone, which also, it's 5 years. Resources are running scarce. Some of the elements of how things interact with you are just strange, to say the least. Like, there's a lot of good things about this game, but the story and the NPC interactions are where I just feel like it's way off the mark for the setting that it's in. It's confusing and it's convoluting, and I still don't even know what my character's doing or what these people want from me. It's weird. Enemy difficulty is all over the place. The early game enemies are way scarier than these later game enemies I'm about to fight. They don't have guns, and they can't really shoot back. They have bows, and the bows don't do any damage. It's strange, to say the least. I don't know if it was like an RP thing. It's weird. In conclusion, the game is interesting from a mechanics standpoint. Combat feels good, and I like it. From some of the more RPG elements that they included, it's strange. Inventory management, the skill up progression, you either find manuals or you buy them, but it's a barter system with no currency, so it's very unclear on what you should be collecting or not collecting, and it seems to vary on the individual trader. The game is it's a 6 out of 10. I would love to run around this world and just fight stuff all day. I think I'd have a great time. But actually trying to engage with the characters of the story, I don't know what to do or why I'm doing it, really. I'm just kind of in the world. The best I get is there's a lot of notes from 5 years ago, but this has been lived in by these characters for 5 years. I feel like they put a lot of effort into the visuals and the combat, but I don't know what else they were going for. So this has been Vicious Rabbit Gaming. I'm M once again. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.